I'm a 3-time cancer survivor, prostate cancer in 1985, kidney cancer 2005, prostate cancer again in 2007. Well, I started having some prostate problems when I was young. I went in the military. It started to progressively get worse, but the doctors continuously took care of it. I was a young man. But in 1985, after my father died of prostate cancer, I was in Knoxville, Tennessee, and taking a class with the company I was with, and woke up one morning and I was bleeding. And went to the doctors there, and they told me I should come home immediately. And it was the worst plane ride I ever had because I was having some pain. When I got back home, I went to see my family doctor, and he told me to go see a urologist. Back then it was a little different, detecting cancer, because they didn't have the PSAs. They had the rectal exam, but they did an X-ray and determined they thought I had a cancer in my prostate. But they did something different. They removed the cavity of the prostate and found out they did remove it, and I didn't have to have any chemotherapy and radiation during that time. So that was the first time. I did fairly well for a number of years. And then in 2005, when I was in the legislature, I had just gotten elected minority leader, and all of a sudden I started bleeding again, and I knew that something was wrong. So I came home, went to the emergency room, and they did a number of tests. And the doctor came in, and he was pretty white. I knew something was wrong then. And he asked me if I'd been told that I had a spot on my kidney. I said, never before. So he thought I better go see my urologist again. So I did. And on the day before Christmas Eve, they ran some tests. And he found out, he said, you need to go back out to Moffitt or somewhere to see what's going on with your kidney. So I called Lee Moffitt. I was in the legislature, and he referred me to a doctor by the name of Julio Pausing. And I went to see him, and he said, yeah, you have a kidney. You have a cancer on the backside of your kidney, a small cancer. And he said, we're going to have to do surgery. I said, can we wait till May? Because I was getting ready to go to a legislative session. And he said, no, we can't. That was in December, so January 14th, he did the surgery. He took the kidney out, took the small cancer off, and put the kidney back in, thinking it would work. It did not work, and it does not work. So I have a kidney that's non-functioning. But again, I had to have no radiation, no chemotherapy. Unfortunately, I did have a problem when I was in the hospital. I had something called an ileus, and my bodily functions just didn't work well. So instead of being in the hospital 5 days, I was in there 2 weeks and lost 25 pounds. But I still go back to the doctor every year. In fact, I just went yesterday, and I still have to have my MRIs and my chest X-ray. But I'm doing well from the kidney cancer. The 2007 cancer, prostate cancer, was an issue. I tell men all the time when I speak to them, the PSA will tell you one story. The rectal exam tells you the real story. In 2007, my PSA was well. It was doing great. But I had the rectal exam, and the doctor said, I feel a little something on your upper left side of your prostate. I said, oh my goodness, here we go again. And he took the biopsies, and sure enough, there was a cancer. And I had to end up having 25 radiation treatments. And then I had the seed implants. And I'm doing well. I go back to see him every 6 months. So the 3 cancers I beat. I'm feeling good. Sometimes I pinch myself because I'm feeling so good. But I make speeches now on getting yourself checked out, especially to men, especially to minority men, because they seem to have that macho instinct, not wanting to go to the doctor, not wanting to get a rectal exam, and it will save your life. You think about things when you have these surgeries. I mean, when I had it in 1985, I was in my 30s. To have prostate cancer, my father passed away a couple of months at the age of 82. Here I was in my 30s, I'm going, what's wrong here? Why am I going through this? Is it hereditary? Am I gonna live with this thing? And I survived. Then the kidney cancer came along, and you keep a positive attitude. I'm gonna be okay. When the other things started happening while I was in the hospital, I started to worry. But I'm alive. And when the other prostate cancer came along, after 2 tries at this thing and beating it, it's just a piece of cake. I go through this radiation, I'll be fine. I got tired, no doubt about it. Not hungry at times, but it's just another bump in the road. And you ride those bumps, and life is great. I'm surviving, I'm alive, I feel well, I'm working hard, so I'm doing well.